we move over now to our Seattle SeaDragons, talk about red hot and trying to keep things going. We talked to you last week. Want to try to keep the turnovers down, but they continue to play well, and they've started to find a stride. And again, we argued that they could be undefeated to this point if they had cleaned some things up in the first 2 weeks. Seattle headed out on the road. I believe headed out on the road after their win against the Houston Roughnecks, against the Orlando Guardians, and they would beat them 26-19. Our player of the game, Blake Jackson, 6 receptions, 79 yards, and a touchdown. Following along with this one, the Guardians, the SeaDragons actually were down at the half, 9-10. Were able to pull away late. Ben DiNucci did have an interception in this game, 2 touchdowns and an interception through the air for him. Seattle was down to a couple other running backs. They didn't have Brendan Knox or Morgan Ellison in this one. Unfortunately, again, Morgan Ellison had been the leading rusher in all of the XFL, but with the passing game that Seattle had, they were able to prevail from that and take advantage of those pass catchers. We've talked about over the last few weeks players of the game in this segment, and we've gone Josh Gordon, Jordan Vesey might have been in there against St. Louis, Jordan Vesey, and Shakur Pearson, who has led the league in multiple receiving stats. So that there are 4 guys that we've been able to point to and say that they've contributed to the offensive output nearly every week for the SeaDragons. Again, with the interception that DiNucci threw, still could work on that, still can get better about turnovers. But ultimately, you've won 4 straight. You seem to be clicking things. And again, if you can clean up that turnover aspect of things, you could be looking a lot better. So that was nice to see. They're 4-2 on the season, but because I think it's because St. Louis won their game as well in the XFL North, Seattle sits at 3rd place in the division still. If they had lost and Seattle had won, we would have went up there. Not what happened, unfortunately. So Seattle still sits at 3rd in the division. Their next game is March 31st at the Arlington Renegades. That's a 4 p.m. Pacific time start. If you want to watch that game when that takes place on the 31st, that's going to be on FX and ESPN Plus. And if you've got ESPN Plus, you can watch those games back after they have taken place.